Gang, I'd like to welcome new sponsor, True Hemp Science, full spectrum CBD products to the show. Now, gang, I've been using these products for a couple of months now, namely their number 81 Relax and Sleep CBD oil. You can find them at truehempscience.com. Now, listen, gang, they create handcrafted quality, full spectrum CBD products by sourcing the highest grade hemp from around the world. All unique, all top quality. They offer a complete line of CBD products, including full-spectrum CBD oils, tinctures, CBD skincare lotions, CBD sports rubs, which I've been using, CBD gummies, which I tried, and they're absolutely fantastic, and the CBD gluten-free chocolates. By choosing True Hemp Science, you know it's going to be good, so you can stay focused. Now, gang, I was having some trouble sleeping, and I was having some pain in like the palm of my hands, both of my hands. It was weird, and it was getting weird when I was playing. And a couple of months ago, I was at a farmer's market, and I ran into this guy Simon, and his and he was out there with the True Hemp Science like booth. And I got together and started talking with him, and I got some balm for my hands to try and like ease the pain, and the pain actually went away. And I ended up getting the number 81 Relax and Sleep True Hemp Science CBD oil. It's a full spectrum CBD oil. It's absolutely fantastic. I've been sleeping like a baby. This last weekend, I went to Vegas to play a show, and we got in the night before. I was up really late, and I woke up really early, and I was having a hard time trying to get a nap in before this big show we were playing for this convention. And I had a couple of drops of this CBD oil, number 81, the Relax and Sleep thing, and it helped me sleep for 4 hours. And listen, gang, I've been waking up really, really rested, like feeling like I had slept, you know, like not waking up like, oh my God, what do I have to do? Or like waking up like, oh, I need to sleep more. It's like I wake up, I stretch, and I just feel like, wow, I really slept. Go to truehempscience.com and use the code HDIGH and get something special. Purchase $65 worth of regular price products and receive 296 milligrams of their number 81 distillate. Number 81 is great for rest, relaxation, and sleep. That's the one I'm talking about. That's the one that's been helping me sleep, helping me wake up rested, and feeling ready to take on the day. Focused and ready to go. That's True Hemp Science. Find them at truehempscience.com. Now listen, gang, for the next few weeks, I'll be telling you about some other products I've been using, even their CBG. They're number 41. Boy, that one really gives you focus and gets you ready to take on your day. But right now, I'm telling you, go to truehempscience.com/HDIGH. Use the code HDIGH, and with your $65 purchase, you'll receive 296 milligrams of the number 81, which is great for rest, relaxation, and sleep. Go to truehempscience.com. This stuff really works, you guys. Let's get down.
And you may ask yourself, well, how did I get here?
It's time for How Did I Get Here?
All right, hello, I'm Johnny, I'm your host. Welcome to the show. I hope you guys are all healthy out there. I hope you're Omicron free. I know that's a difficult thing to stay away from at this point. I'm actually kind of shocked that with all the Skyrocket traveling last week to Vegas and stuff to play that show and back and the whole shebang, that all of us have come out free, knock on wood, Omicron free. So, there's hope for us out there anyway. I know that all of us are boosted. If you're not boosted, get boosted, man. Get out there and do it. And, people are playing shows. And I told you guys that last Friday when Skyrocket played at Antone's, it was about a third full. And that's a show that normally for us would sell out a couple weeks in advance of the show. Now, having said that, a lot of shows are canceling because bands are getting the Omicron. Or I think that one of the clubs, I believe like 1-to-1, don't quote me on this, but I think that they've had a lot of COVID, so they're closing for a little while. And look, it's all up to you, I think there's a way to go out there, and I think that there's a way to be safe about it, and I think that there's a way to go out there and still support the music that you enjoy and the artists that you love. But I think there's a way that you can do it safely. So, do what you can. Do what you feel safe doing, but make sure you're vaccinated, make sure you're boosted, wear a mask at the places. Get one of those N95s, even though those fucking things squeeze my nose so hard. Got to start wearing it, but I guess I've got a big nose, So it's difficult for that mask to work with my nose. I need to I need to have a custom N95 mask. Maybe they have big nose. Guys, if you know if there's a big nose N95 mask, please get in touch with me. Gang, speaking of staying in touch, I would like to remind you guys to engage with us on social media. Please get out there, like our Facebook page. It's How Did I Get Here? You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I am at Johnny Gowdy. Get out there, follow it. If there's a show that you like, if you're a big Kelley Mickwee fan, who's our guest today, if you're a big fan of hers and you enjoy our conversation, share it. Tag us in it. Tag me in it on Instagram and Twitter at Johnny Gowdy, or tag How Did I Get Here on Facebook. It means a lot to us. It helps a lot with our engagement. Leave comments. Let us know what you think of the show. You know, even if you don't like it, let me know. I love to know what's going on with the audience. We're in our 11th year of doing this show. In August, it'll be 11 years that we've been doing this show. Long time. And it's always good to get feedback, right? So, gang, I have a great show for you today. Great show. As I said, the amazing Kelley Mickwee is back on the show today. Now, you might remember Kelley Mickwee from the Trishas. She also spent quite a few years as a Shiny Soul Sister with Alice Spencer singing backup for the amazing Shiny Ribs. Now, she left that gig just this last year because you know why? Sometimes time's up. Like, you do a bunch of stuff and it's time for her to focus on being Kelley Mickwee. And that's exactly what she's doing. She's released 3 new singles this year: Boomtown to Bust, Let's Just Pretend We're Holding Hands, which, by the way, those are released on vinyl, on 45 vinyl. You can get out there and find that at kelleymickwee.com. And her newest song, Don't Miss You at Austin, a duet with Dan Dyer, which is really, really great. She's also got another single coming out called Gold Standard on February 18th. These songs are all amazing. And let me tell you something. Since 2020, I've heard a lot of songs about the times. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people referencing COVID. There's a lot of people referencing Black Lives Matter. There's a lot of people referencing the political upheaval and divide in this country. Now, a lot of them are so blatant that it's a little hard to take seriously, and you know for yourself that, like, oh, you know what, this won't play in a couple years as a song. No one will want to go back to that feeling. You know what I mean? And I even wrote one of those songs. I wrote like a 2020 song that just kind of was like where my mind was at the time with my friend Gabriel Rhodes, and I put it out. It's called I can't even remember what it's called right now. Anyway, so the Let's Just Pretend We're Holding Hands is possibly the best COVID era song that I've heard over the last couple of years, referencing the times and what we're going through. It's probably the best one I've heard, and we'll play long after this time is over, you know, or evolves into whatever it's going to be. Always a great conversation with Kelley Mickwee. What a great talent, man. She writes fantastic songs. She's an amazing singer. These records, these songs she's been recording with producer Jonathan Tyler. Great job, man. And she's going to be going out on the road and playing shows. And, you know, man, right now, I would say that if you're going out to support some of your favorite artists, make sure that you check that they're actually playing and that all that stuff is going on. Because Kelley Mickwee has a pretty full calendar for the next few months, even playing next week at Milo Fest in Key West. That's on January 27th. She'll be at the Red River Songwriters Festival in Red River, New Mexico, along with Susan Gibson, Ray Wiley Hubbard, and a host of other songwriters on February 3rd. She'll be playing Old Quarter Acoustic Cafe in Galveston on February 11th, Saxon Pub February 17th. She'll be out on the road with Ray Wiley Hubbard, opening for him all over the place starting March 19th. So go to kelleymickwee.com for all of your Kelley Mickwee needs, the dates, find out, get tickets to shows through there and everything. She'll be playing in Tennessee, New Braunfels, Houston, Dallas, all the places, man. Get out there. Check out kelleymickwee.com. Follow her. Get out to the shows if you can. Remember, when you're going to these shows, just be safe. That's what I'm saying. Get vaxxed. Get boosted. Wear a mask. Be smart. Don't be weird. Don't be weird. I always have a great time talking to Kelley Mickwee. She's a really cool person. And I know her mostly from these conversations on the mic, but I feel like we've really kind of gotten to get to know each other. And hopefully we'll get to know each other more. She's a great person and always a great hang. So without further ado, please enjoy my conversation with my friend, Kelley Mickwee. Let's get down.
Don't miss you at all, son. Can't handle Houston. And already lost one. An old San Antonio. Well, you're not the first one.
Yeah.
You won't be.
I'm not going to do this right.
You don't need them as long as you stay
Don't
right there and
miss
talk
you
like
at all.
that. As long as you do exactly as I say.
Fucking move.
You just went to Colorado?
Yes.
You played the place?
Yeah, with all the other mouth breathers.
That's so mean. I saw you did a show with a bunch of people. Was it for Jerry Jeff?
Yeah, so it's the MusicFest.
Yeah.
Up in Steamboat.
That's right.
And every year they have a tribute to an artist, which is how the Trishas got together. If you remember that story, that year it was a Kevin Welch tribute.
Right.
Same festival, same tribute. So every year they do a different artist, and this year was Jerry Jeff. And so I sang "I Love You," the song "I Love You" from Riding High. Yeah. For some reason, I don't know why, but that is one of the most nerve-wracking things that I do, that tribute.
Okay.
Because it's real intimate.
Yeah.
A lot of times the person where it's a living tribute, so the
person's there. Oh,
yeah.
that sucks.
Or their family's there.
Yeah.
You know, like singing that song in front of Django, and it was written, by his dad for his mom.
Yeah.
And it was really nerve-wracking.
Were you friends with him?
Jerry Jeff?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say friends.
Yeah.
No, I've been around him 4 or 5 times probably. And one of the last things he did musically was with Bruce Robinson in The Next Waltz.
Uh-huh.
He did I believe, a Rodney Crowell song. And I sang backup at that session. And so I got to hang out with him that whole day. And we talked about, what's the thing you put in your nose when you're having allergies?
Flonase?
No, like you let it run through one nostril.
Oh, yeah. Nettie Pot. I've got it. Yeah.
We had like a 30-minute Nettie Pot conversation.
How gross it is.
Well,
do you do it?
Know how much we both love it.
Oh.
Like
I love the way I feel afterwards. I don't like doing it.
Well, one thing that Jerry Jeff and I had in common is that we both do it in the shower.
Oh, I've never done that.
So that, because it's not as grody if you're in the shower and you can just let it flow out. This is interesting. We're recording right now, aren't we? Johnny's like,
this is amazing.
Why did I ask her to?
No, this is
do
good.
this?
No, I've been waiting for the Nettie Pot conversation for years. It's a weird. Not a lot of people talk about this, except
That's
around
right.
this time of year. We kind of do, but why, as singers, do we live here?
I don't know.
This is a horrible place for a singer to live.
It's horrible. I mean, and it gets more horrible every year.
Yeah. You know what I've gotten on, and I'm not just I a few years ago I started taking a teaspoon of local honey every day.
Great.
Starting at the beginning of November.
Yeah.
And when Cedar got here,
No
impervious, yeah.
Huh.
There was
And
a doctor told me, like, you can do all the shots and stuff, but if you just do this.
Yeah. Interesting. I have some bee pollen that I put in smoothies. Same
Has
thing.
to be local.
I think it's local.
Okay.
Yeah. Kevin Russell got it at some gig or something, gave me an Alice. Big thing of it. Also, there's a tincture.
As a hint.
Yeah,
Get
really.
it together, guys.
Don't bring your cedar fever here,
Yeah.
sisters.
Your cooties around here.
Yeah. Also, I have the tincture that's just, it's like
the cedar
Texas.
tincture.
Exactly.
Yeah. I did that one time too. It worked.
Yeah.
The honey's just more fun when you have a sweet tooth.
It's more fun, for sure.
It tastes good.
Yeah.
It's a nice little thing.
You don't have to hold it underneath your tongue for 10 minutes or whatever.
No. Dude, your new music is fantastic. You are such a great artist.
Thanks, dude.
You are.
Back at you.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
That's what I was doing. That's exactly why I said that.
I know. I listen to your podcast.
Kelley Mickwee. Is it? Let me ask you this, because I've heard some people say Mickwee.
Yeah.
That's not right,
And
is
they're
it?
wrong.
Okay, good. Kelley Mickwee.
It's Mickwee. It's like
Yeah, that's what I've been
emphasis on
saying.
the I guess.
Who is it that says it? Is it someone like Kevin Connor or someone says it?
Half of the people that say my name say it wrong.
Okay.
But that's okay. I mean, I would probably do the same thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what it is. They say McQuee a lot. Like there's a Q in there.
Yeah, but it's not. There's no Q.
No, there's no Q. It's
don't want to
Lebanese,
spell-
actually.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. You're Lebanese?
I'm not at all.
Oh.
Because my dad, my biological father, was adopted by the Mickwees.
Okay.
So, no, I'm not.
Okay.
I'd like to be, but I'm not.
Well,
Anyway,
your
thank
new
you.
songs are great. I want to talk a little bit about "Don't Miss You" at Austin.
Yeah.
Starting with that, because that is a lot more like old jazz sounding than I would expect from you or Dan.
Yeah, I'm so glad you said that. That makes me happy.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it starts off like something you expect, then it stops, and then it kicks into this scene where you're like, oh, this is, who did they do this with?
Yeah. Well, Dan had that music written with the tempo changes.
Uh-huh.
There was like 3 tempo changes in the song, right?
Right.
And he kind of already had that idea. And I can't remember what song I was listening to, but I was driving in my car and I heard a song with a clarinet on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, yes,
Yeah.
that's what it needs. It needs a clarinet. I mean, said me never, like
Right.
I've never thought that I'd have a clarinet on a song, but so I've Jonathan Tyler produced all of my new music. And
Who is he?
who's Jonathan Tyler?
Yeah.
Man, he's a great just rock and roll guy, just songwriter, great guitar player. He's from Dallas. He has a band called Jonathan Tyler and the Northern Lights.
Oh, I've heard of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got probably 5, 6, 7, 8 albums, I'm sure. Hopefully he
Yeah.
doesn't listen to this because I should know that. But yeah, he's great. I mean, I've always loved him as a human, as a songwriter. Lately I've loved the way his records have sounded, specifically the ones he's produced on women.
Uh-huh.
He did Nikki Lane's last record and several female artists and they just sounded great. Their vocals
Yeah.
sounded exactly how they should sound.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's really why I called him up to see if he'd be interested. And so with this particular song, I got there one day I think I was doing my harmony vocals and I was like, so I've had this idea. What do you think about clarinet? He's like, sure. I don't know. He's like, I'm not sure. But
Did you guys have to figure out a person? Like,
yeah,
I don't
well,
know anyone that's like a clarinet. Like, get that guy.
yeah,
He
me
plays
neither.
clarinet.
I just thought Ollie at first,
Oh, right.
but he doesn't play clarinet.
You mean Ollie, the crazy guy?
Yeah, Ollie Steck.
Yeah.
Yeah, the crazy guy, exactly. Alice Spencer, my Shawnee soul sister,
Uh-huh.
has always been a jazz singer.
Yes.
And in the jazz scene, she knows all the jazz people.
Okay.
So she put me in touch with the guy that ended up coming in and doing it. And yeah, and I mean, I think Jonathan just looked at me right when he started playing and just went, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. It's not something you think of, but when you hear it, especially in the context of like non-clarinet music,
Right.
it's always like, oh, that's a cool sound.
Yeah.
It's not.
Back to Jerry Jeff. There are
Yeah.
some old Jerry Jeff records that have clarinet on
Really?
them. Yeah. It's like a handful of country artists that had clarinet on their records.
Did you grow up going to see, like, did your parents take you to go see those people?
What people?
Like the people you go see when you grow up in Texas. Like, I've grown up going to see Jerry Jeff Walker as a kid at a place.
Well,
If it was the Armadillo when we came to Austin in the 70s, or like the Onchie Brothers Cafe and Saloon in Spring, Texas. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. I didn't grow up in Texas.
You didn't?
No, I grew up in Memphis.
That's right.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
it's okay. You talked to a million people. How would you remember that?
So I should remember.
No way. I grew up in Memphis, and no, my mom didn't take me anywhere to see anybody.
How did you find all this music then? Like, how did you find this music that's inspired you to make the music that you make? Because you're in a family of music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and it's
sure.
a great family. It's like a family of like people that are known for being badass.
Yeah, you mean like my musical friend family?
Yeah.
Right.
Like the Trishas were all badass, like individually, like badass. No one was there just because they were cute.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
Thanks for saying that.
It was a plus.
Right. That was just
It was
a
a
bonus.
real bonus.
That helped us get maybe that one little extra gig that we needed.
No, but it's just about like the people that you roll with and the people I see you with and the people you make music with are all like just legitimate badass songwriter, musicians, etc.
Yeah, I agree. I'm really grateful.
How did you get introduced to that world?
Well, I will say this. I don't know if I know exactly the answer, but I'll say this. My first mentor was Keith Sykes in Memphis. I don't know if you know who he is, but he is a great songwriter. He's in Memphis, he's a legend. You know, he was written with John Prine and Rodney Crowell, and those are all his contemporaries.
Okay,
Guy
yeah.
Clark and...
That's the world that I think of you as living in.
Yeah. And he was part of that world, a little bit lesser known in that world than the Guy Clarks and Rodney Crowells, but those were his running buddies. He was a coral reefer, so he wrote Volcano.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The Jimmy Buffett song?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. And he wrote Long Monday with John Prine.
He was in the Coral Reefer
yeah,
band.
he was a coral reefer.
I lived in Miami. When you live in Miami, like there's a place where they play. It seems like they played there like every weekend, but I know they didn't. I just remember driving by and seeing Jimmy Buffett and the Coral Reefer Band, and that just always makes me laugh. What a great name.
I know, it's great. It is a great name.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's clever.
So he's
That
the
Jimmy
guy that
Buffett.
introduced you to the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Introduced me to like Rodney Crowell's record, you know, Fate's Right Hand and John Prine and all that stuff. It was
Right.
Keith Sykes for sure. And I was in a duo in my early 20s with my boyfriend at the time, Jed. And we were Jed and Kelley, and so Keith Sykes produced our first two records. And that's how I got to Texas. Was Jed and I played down here and started meeting people, and yeah. But I'd say that
Where's
was
Jed now? You guys still friends?
we are.
Yeah.
We're really good friends. In fact, we talk often. He lives in Granbury, still playing music and still making records, and
Yeah.
he's got babies and one baby on the way, and he's family man now.
Are you in the Trishas? You're the only babyless?
Yeah. Oh wait, no, Liz.
Liz.
Yeah,
Okay.
me and Liz.
Do you have interest in
No,
babydom?
I have a baby. His name's Morocco, and he is.
It's John Chipman. What was that band? I never even heard of the Birds of a Feather. And I listened to that record
Yeah.
today. It's fucking great.
Thank you. Yeah, it's me and Colin and Chippy.
Yeah.
Johnny Morocco.
Well, how did that end up happening?
That happened because it was, let's see, right before I was in Shiny Ribs and right after my solo record, I was just bored and I wanted to go to Germany and tour over there, just do like a 2-week tour. There was a promoter over there that was a fan of the Trishas and a promoter that was a fan of the Band of Heathens.
Uh-huh.
And Colin and Chipman were both in that band.
Right.
And so he suggested the German, it's okay, he's not doing anything.
Oh, she walks around
She,
with stuff.
Rosie.
Yeah, she-
The German promoter was like, I'll put a tour together with you guys and you should probably make a record to sell some stuff so you make a little bit more money. So we were like, okay. So I had, excuse me, I had like 4 songs I hadn't recorded yet. Colin had like 3 he hadn't recorded yet. So we just went in the studio and did that real quick. It's super live. There's no bass. It's just the 3 of us
No,
because
but it's not, it has a nice vibe.
Thank you.
And the good songs are good.
Thanks.
I like Colin's songs on there too.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish John Chipman sang more songs. Remember that song he put out during 2020?
Yes.
That was awesome.
You know what he
Were
does?
you on that?
No, I wasn't.
Okay. Sorry. Were you
That
gonna
hurts
sing?
my feelings.
I wasn't either.
Okay. I was going to say that Chipman actually does one of those songs from that Birds of a Feather record at
With
the Resentments.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
I love it when he's got a cool, like, he
I
should
know.
sing more.
I know. He sings harmony on that record.
He does?
Yeah, he's back there. But yeah, it was just, we just did it because we wanted to go tour in Germany and this promoter wanted to.
How did the tour go?
It was great.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, it was kind of back when Colin was really into, he was more concerned about catching fish than playing music because he became a fly fisherman for 5-6 years until recently, like a guide, like a professional.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I think he just had his eye on the end of the trip so he could get
To
back
go
in the
fishing.
river. But it was fun. It was fun.
Can I tell you that? Hold on, let me make sure I say everything. Okay, let's just pretend we're holding hands.
Yes.
Best COVID song I've heard yet. It is.
Yeah.
It's
Really?
the best one, and I've heard a lot of it.
That's really
Yeah.
kind. Thanks for saying that.
The last couple of years they've been coming through, and some of them are bleak and too up front, and this one's just really, like as a metaphor,
I didn't want it to be
it's really sweet.
It is really sweet.
It's funny because you think about it, and it wasn't until you said something about being 6 feet apart where I was
know.
like,
That's the
that's
line.
why they're pretending to hold hands.
Yeah. I thought
That's
about
awesome.
changing that so that it wouldn't be a COVID song. You know, because I didn't know if I wanted it to be obviously a COVID song, but whatever, man. I mean, I wrote it in COVID. We're still in it, COVID. Like, it's fine. I just decided to leave it because why not? I mean,
It's a great song.
thank you.
Yeah.
Wrote it with Ben Jones
Yeah. He's great.
of Beetroot Revival.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Hey.
it was, hey,
Get off of there. What's wrong with you?
she likes chai tea lattes with coconut milk.
My dog has like ruined every podcast since like October.
Dogs don't ruin anything.
No, she's the best.
Dogs don't ruin anything. Hi.
I'm gonna change this to the Johnny and Rosie show. Is what it's gonna be called pretty soon. Rosie, I'm interviewing her.
All right, Rosie.
For the
I guess I'm
podcast.
going to have to actively push you away, which goes against my
No, I know.
core.
I know, and it's me snug. And I just went to Vegas and got back yesterday, and we literally snuggled for 4 hours, and we were only apart 48 hours.
What? I get it.
You know what I mean, right? Isn't it weird?
Yeah, it's weird. In fact, I worry about myself sometimes.
Me too.
I'm like, this isn't normal. I shouldn't be this attached to a canine. Maybe it's because I don't have kids, and you know, it's
that's what I
just
think,
Mo
too.
and I, and we live in this tiny place, and yeah, we snuggle. I mean, he's straight up like head on pillow,
Yeah.
undercovers,
Yeah.
like full on. This lives right
Yeah.
next to me.
I was dating this girl, and she insisted that we get her, and I was like, no, I don't want to get a dog now. And we got her, and then she didn't want her.
Oh,
And I was like,
Okay.
I'm in love. And then
Yeah.
she didn't want me or her. And so we just moved out. Yeah, I know. I was going through this thing in like November where my life turned into like what like somebody that lives in like Chicago thinks a country song is. Like
Right.
my transmission went out in my car, my chick dumped me, and this
you're stuck with the dog.
walking to the store.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
I'd say you're winning.
Oh, I'm
because she's a sweetie.
Oh yeah, like there's no. As soon as there was hey, we got to get rid of her. I was like, yeah, well, you're getting rid of me too. And she was like, oh, okay, cool. I didn't realize it was 2-for-1 deal.
So you were the dog's
Later, buddy.
sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was another song that I wanted to talk about, which was "Boomtown to Bust."
Yeah.
Now you released the "Boomtown to Bust." They were A-side. It came out on vinyl.
Yeah,
As like a single?
45.
Wow.
I know. I've always wanted to make a 45 and never really had a reason to until now. I just had 2 songs I wanted to release at the same time.
Right.
And so I happened to kind of slide in at Gold Rush Vinyl when I got it quicker than like the 2-year turnaround time they're giving people
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I just kind of they were switching over to the 45.
That's amazing.
Deal.
So people are doing it.
People are doing it.
And did you
Yeah.
sell them all?
No, no, never will I
Is
sell
it pretty
them.
expensive
Yeah,
to do? Just singles?
yeah, I won't do it again. But it's. I wanted to do it. I've done it. There you go. It's cool. I mean, if I played more gigs, I'd sell them all probably.
Yeah.
I'm just now starting to play solo gigs, and so
When you say solo gigs, you mean Kelley Mickwee gigs with a band or just you by yourself?
mainly lately it's been with Colin Brooks.
Okay, good.
Same guy I made Birds of a Feather with. He's back in Austin.
Okay.
And wants to play music and write music. So he's been writing a lot of songs, and we've been working up new tunes. And so as a duo, me and him and Chipman did a show at the Saxon not too long ago. So I'll do that. I mean, it's when, you know how it is, like some
Yeah.
gigs I can afford a band and
Yeah.
some gigs I can't. And so I'm not doing the Shiny Ribs thing anymore.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Oh.
I know. Not for any reason. There's no
Just
drama
like,
or anything.
No, but there's like a, you're doing a backup singing gig.
Yeah.
You do it. There's a time limit on that stuff.
I think so.
Is
I
Alice
didn't even
still doing it?
Yeah. She is.
Who's the new?
Courtney Santana, who
I know her.
is the gal that has been kind of like my sub
Okay.
for when I couldn't make it. And she really became the third Shiny Soul Sister. So I felt like it was a good time to kind of to back away slowly and, start doing more things for my career. And,
Yeah.
And I loved it. It was 5 years I was in that band, and I love Kevin Russell. I love him more than anyone. And Alice Spencer is truly my soul sister. We are the best of friends and always will be.
Yeah.
But I just
They had to understand getting you in the band that it was going to be there was a timer probably on it,
Yeah, Kevin was like, I didn't even think you'd still be here this long.
Yeah.
Like, why are you still here? Go do you.
So what else are you doing? You're just doing you?
Yeah, I'm just doing me.
How do you? Me too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is it scary when you go? Because that was probably a good job.
It was a really good job.
Yeah.
Salary and whatnot.
Yeah. There's not a lot of that in our business.
No, there's not. Especially like in Austin,
Yeah.
Yeah. I ask me in 2 months if it's scary. Right now, I'm still kind of. I have enough gigs on the books to pay my bills.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I look at like April and beyond, and I'm like, man, I don't have a job. Like, I'm not making any money. But I just trust it, and I try to manifest it, and I feel like as long as I'm singing, then things will work out.
Right.
No matter what.
You have another single dropping in February. Is all of this going to be on an album?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Who knows anyway? Do people, like, you know what I mean? Like, when was the last, I mean, people like us might listen to albums.
Yeah. I do think that there is still value in an album, and people are excited about full albums, and people want to talk about full albums, like, people that press and stuff, they still want to cover a full album. I definitely didn't get as much feedback.
Right.
My publicist didn't get as much feedback with just singles than she would have if it were an EP or an album. So I don't really know. I'm trying to figure all that out.
It's so confusing because
I know. I need someone to tell me what to do, basically.
you roll without management.
Yeah.
Booking agent? No. So it's the Kelley Mickwee show.
For now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For now.
We'll say. I mean, I like help, and I like listening to people that I trust and I think are smart. And so I hope that, that changes. But I don't know. Just starting over again. And I mean, if it doesn't work out and people aren't interested, then, I'll go be a backup singer again. But for now.
It's so dramatic. And if they don't accept your music is so
me
good though, and your songs,
seriously.
and you've got a lot of fucking plays on. I mean, like 36,000 plays on one of the new tunes.
It's all about those playlists, man.
Yeah.
The playlist game is serious.
Were you just taken on one, or did you specifically find one?
I was taken.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, did someone seek you out, or did you hire someone to? Because I know that now that's a whole new industry.
I didn't hire anyone. No, I think I got lucky. I think so much of it is luck. The right person at Spotify, listening to the right song that programs the right podcast at the right freaking time. When all those things happen. Yeah. You get on one of these big podcasts, or you're already like a well-known person, like a
playlist,
famous person.
Right?
I mean, playlists.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Playlists.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, they have like Amazon. I've been investigating all of this stuff lately since I've been back in the game a little bit, but they have back ends to all these things for like Spotify for artists and Amazon for artists. And they have places where you can submit your music for playlist consideration.
I feel like though they're probably. I mean, I could see. I mean, the music itself is good, but also your sort of like who you're associated with musically.
Pretty country,
is but also like a very strong songwriting thing, and you're also an incredibly strong. I could see,
being lumped into that. Yeah, I do think it's a lot of luck.
That's a good place to get being lumped into.
Right. Well, thank you. I mean, I think it's luck, and yeah, maybe I have really talented friends, and also that song is really country. It's like really country.
Yeah.
More country than I've, ever recorded before. And so is the new one coming out in February. They were just written that way, so that's how we recorded them, And that playlist I got on is called Texas Country, so I think whoever made that decision just saw, well, she's from Texas.
Yeah.
And this is country.
Do you know, I mean, there is a thing of Texas country. There's like a whole industry of Texas country.
Yeah.
Is that what that Steamboat? I've played that
Yeah.
Steamboat thing, but we did it with Skyrocket.
You did?
But we didn't play. We played like for 3 nights a happy hour party from like 5 to 7 before everything big started.
As part of the festival?
As part of the festival.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
So what year was that? Do you remember?
It was like 11 years ago. Like
Okay.
2010 or something.
I bet you I was there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember running into a bunch of people I knew there.
Yeah. So did you go see some of the other music? I mean, did you hang out and like?
I did.
Yeah.
I got really drunk. the whole
Yes,
time.
that's a reoccurring theme there. It's the altitude and
Well, it was like me and a couple guys in Skyrocket just drank a lot. I remember one day being not sure if I was going to be able to do that 5 to 7 gig.
yeah,
Like I had such a rough night the night before.
yeah. You get the MusicFest shakes.
Well, it's also so high up.
I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I took it really easy this year. I only had one like 4 a.m.er.
Oh, that's good.
Which is pretty impressive. Normally there are at least 3 of the 5 nights that I'm up past 3 a.m.
right.
Which when I'm at home, that's crazy talk.
Yeah.
I would never stay up that late.
You know what happened to me during COVID was I became this guy that like just goes to bed at 10.
Yeah, same. Totally.
hard.
Drink a bottle of Prosecco and hit the sack.
That's really celebratory. That's
I
like,
know, it's
that's
my-
like high class shit.
I'm a high class man.
Yeah.
No, that's my new favorite thing to drink is Prosecco. I don't know why, but
It's
Yeah.
really good.
it is really good.
Yeah.
It's not heavy, and I wake up feeling fine. And
You like mimosas?
yeah,
Yeah.
I
me
do.
Too.
Not at night time.
No.
No, but yeah, I do. But yeah, going to bed early, waking up early. Mo, my dog, wakes me up at 7:30 every day on the dot. So he has to eat then. There's
Yeah.
no way around
That's about
it.
the same time as Rosie.
Yeah.
They like as soon as it's like 7:15, they're like, "All right, man, well, you
do
don't seem
this."
like you're making the move."
I am going to stick my nose in your face until
Yeah.
you get up.
Yeah, it's crazy. Let me ask you this: during the downtime of 2020 and 2021,
Yeah.
did you? Is that when you were like, okay, well, I'm going to focus on my own stuff a little more? Like you started doing there's these duets with Dan. You're going to make an album of it, or you've already made the album of it, or
Well, that was our plan pre-COVID.
okay,
Was to do a duets album. And it's kind of still in the back of our things changed for him, and me too, I guess. And it's still in the back of our minds, but we need more songs. We just need to make more time to sit down and write more together.
Yeah.
Is really what it comes down to. So I didn't want to wait until that project happened. So I just went ahead and recorded these songs now just to, have something for people to talk about, I guess.
are you a pretty diligent songwriter? Like, do you write every day? Or no?
No, it's really hard. I have to make myself do it. I have to schedule it on my calendar.
Really?
Yeah, really.
But what if you don't come up with anything during that time?
Yeah, well, I mean, then I book myself on some other day.
Yeah.
Whether it's like telling myself to sit down and write, or I co-write a lot.
Uh-huh.
So if I can schedule something with co-writers and I know I have 3 appointments this week, great. I'll probably get maybe one thing out of those 3 that's halfway worth of shit or not,
Yeah.
that I want to sing.
You'll do 3 a week? I mean, that's a lot.
Well, I mean, not in COVID times,
No,
of
but-
course, but
Did you do the Zoom writing?
no. Man, I have some friends that love it.
It's awesome.
You love it?
It's awesome, and it doesn't take 5 hours. It takes 1 hour.
Why is that?
Because you're not fucking around.
Yeah.
You just, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I mean, but yeah. Most of the time, would you say you or the other person has an idea already or something started?
Yeah.
So you're not starting from scratch?
I never come in with nothing.
Okay.
That was one thing I learned early on in my co-writing thing.
Yeah. That's good.
So I was sent to LA like by a publishing company.
Yeah.
And I had to go like to like a morning guy and an afternoon person.
Yeah.
And it was like the fucking Go-Go's and like real people. And I went to my first one with nothing.
Yeah.
And the dude was like, almost like,
tore you apart.
You fucking go home. He
Yeah.
didn't say that, but he looked at me like that. And
You
he was
punk,
like,
get out of
yeah,
here.
like, well,
Yeah.
I'm going to go make some coffee, come up with something when I'll be
Right.
back in a minute.
Right.
Yeah. So I spent the rest of those times like going home at night and like I was staying at my manager's house just like fucking.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, you want to go to dinner? No, man, I got to fucking, these people expect you to show up with stuff.
Yeah. Did you have like a publishing deal out there?
At that point, I was being courted by a publishing company here, Hamstein.
Oh, uh-huh.
And
okay.
they sent me on a writing trip that
Yeah.
they eventually tried to sue me over.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I out Hamsteined them. I did.
Good.
It was pretty
Good for
awesome.
you.
It was one of my proud moments in
Yeah.
the career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You countersued. No, I'm just kidding.
No. Oh, no. I don't know if it's right to say this, but I do remember when we got notification that we were in trouble with them as a band.
Uh-huh.
Our collective response to our lawyer was, tell them that we'll spend 10 times more money fighting this than giving them anything of ours.
Ah, wonderful. So you,
And he was like,
you intimidated
are
them.
you crazy?
Yeah.
And we were like, yeah.
You bluffed.
We have nothing.
Right.
So, yeah, fuck them.
Right.
But they were nice to me and they did do good stuff for me, but it ended weird.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think it didn't
Same.
end weird with anyone. Did you have a thing with them?
Well, Trisha's, I remember, maybe we talked about this before, but we had a publishing deal with Warner Chappell. And good,
I ended up
good-
having one with them.
Good things came up out of it, but it also ended weird. So,
Were you guys Nashville?
yeah. Yeah.
I was with the LA guy there, the Scottish guy.
Yeah. That was the main thing is like our gal that was there that signed us left. Like classic.
That's
right?
just, yeah.
Classic story.
Yeah.
And the new girl that got us didn't get us or care to really help, to grow our thing. So anyway.
That's the thing is someone signs you out of passion and they're putting their job on the line
they
doing
are.
that.
That's right.
Like you're important enough to them for them to risk their financial future
Yeah.
as in this job. And then the other person just got like and you got the Trishas. Who? The Trishas. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, what's going to happen with that?
Right.
There's no passion there.
Right. What are they like? The next 60 chicks? No.
It's a whole bunch of chicks named Trisha in a
4
band.
chicks? I don't know. Yeah.
You like the Dixie Chicks? Have they ever been an inspiration to you?
Oh, for sure.
Do you know them?
I've been around. Yeah, I've met them several times. Talked
Yeah.
to them a few times. Not Natalie, but Marty and Emily.
Marty,
just
yeah.
around here in Austin.
Yeah.
Did a few things, benefits and whatnot that they were at. Yeah, I'm
They're
right in that
badass.
age group. Like I'm 42, so they were.
Yeah.
I was in high school
Yeah.
when that stuff came out. So I mean, that was like it's my wheelhouse for sure.
Yeah.
I stood in line at Cat's Music in Austin. I mean, in Memphis to get tickets to their show.
Do you know James Robinson from Memphis?
No,
He's a lovely man.
Huh. What's he
Amazing
do?
singer. Amazing singer. Amazing.
young guy, older guy.
I think he's 40. I think.
No, that's weird because
He lives here.
That's
He's
almost
amazing.
my age. Really? I'll have to meet him.
He plays with Brandon Temple. Do you know him?
yeah.
Yeah. He's just
And
sings for
he
Temple
leads.
Underground.
Do they
Just singing.
Do
Yeah.
they have a band name?
Temple Underground.
Oh,
It's Brandon's band, but he also does his own thing.
okay.
Does a lot of stuff with really badass people, and
Yeah.
he does stuff here and in Memphis a lot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's very
I'll look him up.
He's very into Memphis.
Got it.
He's very
If you're from Memphis, you generally are into Memphis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, Will Sexton moved there.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Him and Amy live in a midtown, really, really hip part of town.
You friends with them?
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dear friends with them.
They're
They
good
love
people.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, Amy's been there he moved there because Amy
Yeah.
lived there, obviously, but he loves it there.
Yeah, he does love it there.
Yeah. He's happy.
He's he's so. I've known him like since he was 14 and I was 16 is when
Wow.
we became friends.
Yeah.
through Wayne.
Right.
And my mom.
He was living at Wayne's.
He was living at Wayne's. And then at 16, I realized you could go to Wayne's and like no one was there except you and Will. I put you weed and booze. It was like party time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Wayne did his best, but he was
Wayne
young.
did an amazing job.
But he was young too.
Wayne was like raising people that weren't even his. And it's not just them.
sure.
Like Wayne had a hand in raising a lot of people.
Wayne's raised me.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And still does. I mean, gosh, he's my he's
should
my
manage
touchstone.
bands.
Like he's my moral compass.
Yeah.
Like if I'm not sure what to do about something, whether it's business or friendship or whatever. I mean, not everything. I haven't asked me about everything. I've done definitely some unmoral things before, but generally speaking, if I'm in a situation that I can't decide what the right thing to do is, I'll ask Wayne about it. And he most of the time he's pretty right on.
Yeah.
He is actually, I hooked him up with Judy Hubbard. He is tour managing Ray Wiley.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, it's his new gig.
That's fantastic.
I know. It's a good match.
They are really nice people.
Ray and Judy?
Yeah.
They are.
I went and did a podcast with him out at his place a couple of years ago. And when I was leaving, they both were standing, like they walked me out, which I thought was really sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
And,
sweet.
and then I was getting in my car and he like said, roll down the window and roll down the window. He's like, hey, if you need anything, don't hesitate to ask us. I was like, wow, if I fucking, like, people
Like what?
say that, but like, I think this guy really means it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm waiting till I really need something.
Do you really need something? Yeah. Like Ringo to play on a track or something.
Exactly. Man, he's amazing, Ray Wiley Hubbard.
He
Ringo
is.
too, but
Yeah,
Ray
yeah.
Wiley Hubbard is amazing.
Yeah, he's got a new record coming out March 19th.
Are you on it?
Yeah, I am.
You are?
Uh-huh.
That's so
I'm excited
cool.
about it. Yep. Me and Alice.
And Ringo too, probably, right?
I think. Well, Ringo
was on the last one.
was on the last
Yeah.
one. This one's Texas Friends.
Okay.
So Willie Nelson is on it.
Who's that? Never
Willie,
heard
you
of
don't
him.
know. Willie, never heard of him.
That's a guy that I lived in the Woodlands from like 4th grade to 9th grade. And like every May, he would play at the Woodlands
Yeah.
Inn and we would go see him.
So that's where you grew up, as a Woodlands?
I mean, for 5 years, yeah.
Okay.
It was cool.
Yeah. Hayes Carl?
I didn't know Hayes Carl, but Hayes Carl, do you know Brenda and Scott Mitchell? You have to know Brenda Mitchell. She did that documentary about the broken spoke. She's got blonde
Yes.
hair. She's friends with all of the people.
Yes.
Yeah. They used to own this thing, the Wanchi Brothers Cafe and Saloon.
Uh-huh.
And my mom was great friends with them. In fact, that photo from my very first gig behind you,
Wow.
that lady in the red dress and the black skirt behind my mom, that's Brenda. And I was 14 and I was playing her husband Scott's, her stepdaughter's like birthday.
Is that your mom to the right of you there?
That's my mom.
Wow, your mom's
in the
hot.
Kanye glasses way before. Yeah.
Way before Kanye was born, eh?
Man, that's like 1983.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
Right on.
Thanks, man.
Wayne would say, rockin'.
Well, they were bros.
Oh,
My
they
mom
were
and Wayne.
bros.
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I know Wayne. My mom met
Gotcha.
Wayne, and like I had seen Mark Hallman took me to see Charlie Sexton when I was like 15, and I lived in the Woodlands. It was before we were going to move here, but I lived in the Woodlands, and he was like, "Oh, you got to see this guy Charlie Sexton." And I was like, I went to go see this kid. He's like smoking cigarettes, wearing leather pants. He had grown-ups in his band. He was playing a place, not like
Yeah.
fucking the living room at Kayla's house with my amp on a bucket. And I was like, man, this is a real kid. Like 3 guitars.
And y'all were the same age, basically.
And we were the same age. And I was like, oh, fuck, this is like, what am I doing wrong? And so
Yeah.
I became obsessed. Like, how do I become like this guy?
Right.
And then my mom went out one night and she saw Will and she met Wayne. And he was like, yeah, he doesn't have any friends his own age. And my mom was like, oh, dude, my son's obsessed with his brother. We should hook him up, you know? So then we met. Yeah.
Wow, that's lovely.
Yeah.
And you've been friends this whole time.
Oh, yeah. Great friends. Macaulay, his son, was my ring boy in my wedding like 25 years ago or
Okay.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about this.
It's
Go on.
okay. She's lovely. She
She
can probably
is.
tell dog people.
Yeah.
Maybe. Or she
She does.
smells the Mo on me. Yeah, that's a lovely story. So going back to what you asked me, about my mom taking me out.
Yeah.
My answer is no. Your answer is yes. That's
Yeah.
how you know
Yeah.
everyone and
That's how I
everything.
know people, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
And that's how it was very normalized, having like a career in music. Like, obviously, I set out to be Bono, but like
Obviously.
there was, well,
As one does.
but like there was never like, hey, you need to have something to fall back on, because like, hey, just make sure you know how to play bass and sing backup, and you can go be in this other guy's band. Because there was like,
Yeah.
when I was a kid, Mark Hallman was touring, playing guitar and singing backup with like Dan Fogelberg and
Yep.
stuff like this. Like, you don't have to be Dan Fogelberg. You can still function in this world and have like a job. It was very normal.
Of course.
To me, and that's what I noticed.
Like Mark
about,
Hallman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, he was my mentor. I knew him since I was like 12
Yeah.
or 13.
Listener, Mark Hallman is a man of many things, but he's had a studio here in Austin that just closed called Congress House Studios.
But they're moving it
For-
to Cedar Creek.
Right.
Yeah. I lived at the Congress House.
You did.
I
In the
lived
trailer?
there for 2 years. No, in the front room.
Oh, uh-huh.
In like 1991, 92, and 93.
Yeah.
91 to 93.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people have
Yep.
probably
Cisco,
gone in and out of there.
Cisco Gilead, Eliza's son?
Yes, I do.
Cisco Ryder. Right?
Cisco Ryder.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. He lived there too.
He did?
Yeah.
After me. He
Yeah.
was a tenant.
Yeah. Man, Cedar Creek, that's where Trisha's did our first record.
Oh, yeah?
It's got so much potential, but it's got a living whole house right next door to it,
Oh, really?
Yeah, whole like 2-story little bungalow next to it. So I hope that all goes well, that move.
It will.
Yeah, I know it will.
It's the thing, too. It's, I know the Congress House is really important.
Yes.
Like, I first went there when I was like 13 years old, and it wasn't a recording studio. Mm-hmm. It was a place that Mark had, and people rehearsed in that cutting room.
Yep.
And then just a bunch of band dudes, guys, lived there. Huh. In all the rooms.
It wasn't a functioning recording studio.
No,
Okay.
it wasn't. And there, I went there. My mom, we came from the Woodlands, and I was going to some gig with Mark in San Antonio, getting to hang out with him when I was like 13 or 14. And she just dropped me off there, and he wasn't there yet. And all these dudes started waking up like in the afternoon, and it was the coolest shit I'd ever seen in my life. I was like, and they're like, "Oh man, how was that gig last night? Oh man, what happened with you and that chick?" And I'm just like, "What? These guys are like living the dream." You know what I mean? Like, this is amazing. Smoking cigarettes, fucking hanging out, drinking coffee, going to some other gig that night. I was just like, oh, it was so amazing.
Yeah. I have to live like this.
Yeah. everyone's broke and fucking like 35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
It was-
retrospect, really, it's you shouldn't be doing that when you're 35, right?
No, but I mean, it was the coolest thing it was literally the coolest thing I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what got me on that.
Cedar Creek,
Cedar Creek.
because they're moving. We're talking about Mark Hallman. And
Because we're talking about Mark Hallman.
do you have a new
Did you-
podcast that you listen to that you love? You asked me that last time I was here.
I did. You know what? Bonnie Whitmore told me about the Dick DeGuerin podcast.
I've never heard of that.
It's Presumed Guilty, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
And it's like, you know who he is?
Nope.
He's this guy. He's the stepdad of the girl whose birthday party I was playing there.
Jeez.
I know.
It all comes back to that
He's
photo
a guy
behind
that. He's a guy that. Did you see the Jinx? The
No.
HBO thing about Robert Durst.
No.
Well, he defended him. He was like David Correct. Oh, Billy Joe Shaver. When Billy Joe Shaver shot the guy,
Yes.
he was his attorney.
Got it. He was Billy Joe's attorney.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Great.
that's a great.
That's
One of
interesting.
the episodes is the Billy Joe episode.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah. Okay.
I listened
Got it.
to a long Bob Saget thing this morning when I was walking with
Aw,
Rosie.
Bob Saget.
God, what a funny man.
There's a funny comedy with Martin Short and Steve Martin about podcasting.
Oh, yeah,
Did
yeah.
you see that?
I saw the first episode at my grandma's a couple weeks ago. I need to
Yeah,
finish watching it.
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I
And
mean-
Selena Gomez. It's a very odd.
know.
It's like two guys you expect and then one person out of the blue.
Yeah, and I didn't think I would like her. I don't know why. I mean, I guess I was just being all judgy without
Do you
even
have
giving
that?
her a chance. But I was like, it's not going to be good. And she was great.
Yeah.
She was great.
It's like I have that. I'm
have
so.
that.
I think we all do. We're
Sure.
super judgmental, and there's a thing. There's like bands I hate. I've never heard, but I hate their font. I hate the font that they use.
Yeah, or their name. Just
Dream
their name.
Theater. I've never heard Dream Theater, and I make so much fun of them. I should probably listen to them at some point to see what.
Especially since you publicly talk about it.
Oh yeah,
Since
all
you
the
have your own
time.
podcast.
I
And
know.
everything.
And one of my best friends is in a band with the drummer of the guy.
Yeah, I think we all do, whether we want to admit it or not.
Yeah.
Have a little bit of judginess, but I don't know. I've gotten a lot better in my older age.
I still don't like Dave Matthews openly.
Right? Yeah, no, me neither.
There's nothing about him that I think is good for me.
Same.
I think a lot of people like him. Obviously.
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 Yeah.
What shows do you have coming up? Because this is going to come out next Friday,
Which is what day?
21st.
Well, I have a show on the 22nd.
Okay, perfect.
I'm going to have to get my phone, though, to see exactly where it is. Because it's a new music series, and it's about an hour from here, and it's outdoors.
You can send it to me, and I'll talk about it in the intro and the outro.
Perfect.
Okay, but it's outdoors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a new music series. It's just going to be me and my acoustic guitar and a little amp.
Do you do, like, to keep up, like, there's a, you gotta make a living.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times, like a Saxon Pub show, you're not going to walk out with as much as you need to sort of like live. Because
sure.
it's a showcase. It depends on how many people. But there's other shows like Vineyards and shit like that pay you a set thing to go out and do a bunch of, do you do that kind of stuff?
That's exactly what I do. And that's what this is.
Okay.
And that's how I'm able to play places like the Saxon or,
Yeah.
no,
I know.
I mean, I love it. I get it.
Yeah.
I get the value in all of it. And,
And those things, like, I didn't mean that disparagingly at all. Like, those things are great because you make a living. You will make a new fan every now and then at those things.
absolutely.
And also, you wouldn't spend that time playing those songs. Yeah, it gives you.
Well, it makes me better for
Right,
sure.
makes you better.
Exactly.
Right.
It does. And even like when I first started playing
reps.
solo, after the Trishas, I'd never played my own set ever. And
Really?
so, yeah. So I booked a bunch of gigs at the airport and, and would go play, not to talk bad about those gigs because I appreciate them and I love Michael and it used to be Nancy that booked those.
Right.
But I knew I could just sit there and play my songs, and even if I screwed up, it wasn't really a huge deal.
Right,
At the
right.
little Saxon stage
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
little Annie's stage that used to be there.
Yeah.
And I just did that for months so that I could, figure it all out and practice playing music. So, and those gigs didn't pay well, but it wasn't about the money, It's really not about the money.
But those gigs pay pretty well. I mean,
I
it's
mean-
not bad for just going to the airport and singing some songs.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not bad. It's better than like having a real job.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the things, I've been doing Skyrocket for a long time, and that's a cover band and stuff, and it's not,
Pays your bills. Mm-hmm. Man, me and Wendy
and you get better.
me and Wendy and Barbara started this band called Sister Golden Hair.
Yeah, what happened with that?
Well, it's still a thing. I had to kind of back away from it a bit because they were starting to get really busy and I was still in Shiny Ribs. And
Right.
So Harmony Kelley and
Yep.
Emily Shirley kind of stepped in and filled my shoes there. Or I don't mean to say it like that. You know what I mean? They
No, yeah.
took my place. So they're still doing it. It's a cover band.
But you're not?
No, I mean, I think I will if they need me to, but I
What's
already
the-
kind of passed the baton,
Yeah.
And it's Barbara and Wendy's baby, basically. So
What's the focus of it?
70s songs, basically.
70s soft rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So obviously,
Like,
Sister
we
Golden
do
Hair.
Sister Golden
Yeah,
Hair.
Yeah.
And Peaceful Easy Feeling and, Bad Moon Rising and whatever, like all the songs from the 70s. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know
Do you do, like,
guys have fun, right?
Yeah.
So much fun.
Well, also, like, when you start those things and you start it in an organic kind of way with your friends,
Yeah.
it's really fun.
That's right.
Like at the like we just went to Vegas and,
Yeah.
all hung out the night before our gig.
fun.
And, really, we have a good time together.
Yeah, it's so great.
It's weird,
Yeah,
isn't it?
Fun. Fun's weird.
No. It's just, it's interesting to, like regular people that have, like go work at a bank. They're not
They're not having that much fun.
I started a team with my friends. We're really having a great time doing finance. Like we have a really lucky life.
I know.
It's kind of weird. What I mean it is being weird is that it is like this kind of stunted.
Like our maturity level.
Yeah, you only get so mature, and then
That's right.
yeah,
That's okay though.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with that. I mean, I will say one thing that's happened for me in the last 2 to 5 years is that now the most important thing to me are my friendships that I've made and continue to make in this business, because I'm not going to be Taylor Swift or blah diddy blah or whoever, like that ship sailed. So what's important now is that I just continue to have fun and make a living, pay my bills. I have a very low cost of living.
Yeah.
So I don't need much,
Yeah. I do the same thing.
And I'm happy doing that. And like my friendships are the most important thing really, above like money or being super successful, or just like letting go of all that stuff has really, changed my outlook on it all.
Yeah.
To your point about
redefine what success is as you get older.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've noticed that a lot.
Yeah.
In myself. Like I've been very surprised over like the last 15 years, kind of like.
Yeah. The collaborations that we, like
Yeah.
Skyrocket,
Yeah.
and I have several musical families, and we collaborate in different ways, and it's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best.
I've been getting to record with Chipman a lot.
Yeah.
Over the
in
last
his
couple
garage.
years. No, we've been doing for the last. Wow, 2021 just kind of went by, didn't it?
It did. It's a blur. It's all a blur to me.
Yeah,
For
So in
sure.
2020, 2021 as well, I wrote these songs with Gabriel Rhodes on Zoom. And then recorded with Chipman, and then he played with me when I played last summer.
Where did you record?
I played a show.
Well, one show.
I did.
Where?
Well, with the band at 310.
Oh, cool.
I went all out.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
I got Harmony to play bass, and Chipman played drums, and Gabe played guitar.
I always forget about that venue. Was it successful? I mean, did you like doing it there versus like
Yes,
like
I
the
did.
Saxon or something?
I did, and it's one of those things in sort of like it's kind of like I think a lot of people had like in 2020 when we were all down singing to our phone, in the living room.
Yeah.
And sort of like I noticed that some people came out of that time like I don't have to play as much as I was playing before.
Right.
And then some people like Scrappy came out like, fuck, I'm playing every night. I'm starting my own band. I'm doing my own thing. You know what I mean? Like,
I do know what you mean.
and I came out of it saying like, and it's nothing against any place or anything. I was like, I want to play shows where the people that I go see shows play.
Huh.
Like,
Right.
I want to play where Matthew Sweet and the Fix play.
Gotcha.
Because that's Howard Jones plays there.
Yeah.
I just want to play where washed up 80s people go.
Okay.
Because it would be super fun. And that's who I identify with myself with. But no, and it's a great room. And it's, I was like, I got offered 2 gigs.
It's a good size too. It's not intimidating and
Yeah.
huge, but
Yeah.
it's not small and listening roomy.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I didn't play solos with the whole band. But like, that shit costs a lot of money. And,
Yeah.
I ended up not. If I would have played one of the places,
You would have made some money.
I would have ended up walking out with some. But that place has production costs and all that shit. But that's what
Yep.
I just wanted to I wanted to come out of COVID with the bar raised
Sure.
and started kind of like live up to something as opposed to come see me do this thing again at this place.
Yes.
Like have a concert
Yeah. I
as
get it.
opposed to just a show at a bar.
I get it. And was that the right decision in retrospect?
I think so. Financially it was rough. There was another band. We split the money, but my band was so expensive that if I would have done the whole night, maybe not all the people would have come. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's an example of like, you didn't do that gig for the money. right? I mean, that's not why you did it. So
No, I did it because I wanted to. Yeah, and I mean, Skyrocket plays there too, so it was like,
Yeah.
why should I play at places that aren't as good as the places where the other? Not that they're not as good, just
Yes.
not exactly what I want.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right on. That's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, Kevin Russell, he kind of came out guns a-blazing in 2021. Like,
Yeah.
let's go. Let's do this. We got a bus and added another player and really, really went, he got busy. And that's his prerogative. That's what he wanted to do. It's great. But it did it was too much for me. It was like I got shocked. It was, it was shocking to all of a sudden be out playing all the time and be in a bus with 11 other human beings and, travel and play a bunch of shows. Because 2020 was super quiet for me. I was kind of taking care of my mom and,
What's going on with your mom?
She got diagnosed with breast cancer in February of 2020. So all of COVID, of lockdown, I was with her in Memphis because she was going through chemotherapy. And she's doing great now.
Oh, that's great
It's a
to
happy,
hear.
It's a happy
That's great
story.
to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great story. So she's doing well and she's out there traveling right now in her new van she converted into a like a living, she put a bed in there and there's a sink and it's like her little RV. She's driving down to Destin today to go camp on the beach. So she's great. But from like that, like super scared, never go anywhere, just with my mom who's sick to like guns a-blazing.
Yeah.
It was.
And they had
shocking.
there was some COVID stuff with them too, right? When they
Ribs?
started going on, yeah.
Yeah, Kevin got it, and someone else, Mark or something, yeah. And then we all got it. We played a sold-out show at Green Hall on December
everybody got it.
26th. Yeah,
Yeah.
not everybody, but like 4 of us.
Yeah.
But,
I had it at a couple of Skyrocket shows before, or like 2 days before I tested positive.
you didn't know that you had it.
I thought I was sick the week before. I was sick the week before with a cold, and I went to the doctor 3 times, and I took 3 tests, all negative. And the doctor finally was like, "Dude, there's still colds. Like that's what you have.
Sure. Like,
I was
relax. You have a cold.
You have a cold." And I'm like, "No, this is the thing." And then I ended up getting it the next week
Oh, that's
from my
funny.
girlfriend at the time.
That's
not
interesting. So
plain,
you
but-
didn't have it. You got it after the cold.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah,
Wowzers.
yeah. But it wasn't that bad. I was vaccinated.
Yeah. Same. I was boosted
You were. Oh yeah.
and I got it. So it wasn't that bad.
Man,
I
that
mean,
booster kicked my ass. I took it last week.
Really?
I got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it.
Knocked
I
you
was
down?
out the next day. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very intense. I was actually. It was way worse than when I had COVID.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, that'll help you when if you do get it again.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so
thanks.
people. Yeah. Well, thanks. See you later.
Sorry, I'm such a control freak that I'm like, I've decided when
Well, I'm done talking to you, Johnny. It's been 58 minutes and
Well-
57 seconds. It's about all I got of me for you.
No, I can stay here all day and talk to you.
That is the nicest thing. That I'm also going to play for my friend. I'm just going to send
Sound
him these
bites.
clips. Yeah. What else are you doing this year? Like, what do you like? You got music. You got music out, which, by the way, is again fucking great. Like, you really
Thank
are.
you.
You're really great. I'm not just saying that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm not just saying that because I have to.
Right. I mean, you would be saying that to me whether I was or not.
Not so much.
Okay. Just maybe once, and then you had left it
I
alone.
would say a different thing. There's a thing I've noticed that I'll be like, man, that kick drum sound is really good.
Don't say that because those people might be listening.
Well, I'm sorry. But hey, I did love your kick drum sound.
Yeah, thank you.
So that was good.
Yes, thank you.
No, I didn't. I can't even think of the sounds on your record. Just
No, it's
the
all
songs are so good, and you're such a great singer.
Thank you.
And really, like you're like the real deal.
Well, I don't know about that, but that's what I'm trying to be.
Yeah.
Is real. So if that's working, that's good news.
Yeah, you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Okay, great.
You fooled me.
Most of the time, the songs are fairly autobiographical. I mean, sometimes they're not. You know, these Boomtown Or Bust, that was just a country song idea. You know,
Yeah.
but generally things are pretty autobiographical. And then if you have a voice that people believe, you know,
Yeah.
it's like and sing like you sound, as I say.
I feel like there's different kinds. There's like great storytellers, songwriters, that they might inject their own personal experiences into what they're doing. And there's, there's people that can tell a great tale.
Yeah.
And then there's people that career is basically like their self-analysis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Which I also, like, I'm that kind of person. Like, it's hard for me to...
You do a lot of analyzing.
Yeah.
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 I wouldn't tell that from knowing you and talking to you and
Really?
seeing. Yeah.
Musically, it's like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
sure.
working my
I see
shit
what you
out
mean.
musically. Yeah.
I see what you
That's
mean.
what I'm saying is like...
Gotcha.
I'm not
Yeah.
usually telling a story about somebody else.
Yeah.
I'm like, why did you hurt me?
Right. You hurt my feelings.
You hurt my feelings and now I have to deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really trying to like actively not write sad songs anymore. I'm so tired of singing them, Like,
but it feels weird saying happy stuff, though.
I know, but I'm finding like there was such a long period of time I wrote so many sad songs, and that most of my set are those songs now, and it's like I'm bored. I'm so bored with, and I just want to have some more, love songs. I mean, I have like one love song I've ever written, and I'm not talking happy, like cheesy happy, but just, not like a song about something that's not necessarily me or my,
Problems.
situation. Yeah, my problems.
Yeah.
Trying to really, and co-writing helps that. Like, I've written a few songs that are about their situation.
Right. Or collectively another person's situation.
Yes, exactly.
Where you can both bring your experiences.
Exactly.
Who all do you write with?
Well, a lot of people. I mean, one of my favorite people to write with. I don't know if you know him. Actually, do you know Owen Temple?
I know that name.
He's a great songwriter. He doesn't really play music much anymore. He has 4 kids and he's doing other things, but he still co-writes.
Yeah.
He writes a lot with Walt Wilkins and Gordy Quist from the Heathens, and so him and I meet. We have an appointment next week, actually.
Nice.
To we just meet in a little park, picnic table at the park.
That's a nice way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites. Whoever. Like, I'm trying to really do that more, because for so long with the Shiny Ribs, I was just on the road. Then I come home and just like, hang out, and didn't really care about writing songs. I wasn't really doing it on my own. Like, I just kind of, that part of me slept for 4 years. So,
that happened to me in Skyrocket for a little while. While I was in Skyrocket, like 12 years ago, I had pushed so hard on my own thing for so long, and then I'd gotten this deal with this label that had paid for me to make this great record, and it was fantastic. And we had like the Tosca strings and the horns and all this awesome shit. And then, like, when it was time to do the publicity and all that stuff, and these guys were like Wall Street kids, and the 2008 financial crash came. Like, the record was done, mastered, and then there was no money to push it forward, and it took so long to do it. And I was just like, I can't. You know what I mean? Like, I have this gig where I'm still playing.
Yep.
But I don't want to do me for a while. So I took like a year off of just being.
You got tired of you.
Yeah.
Right. I get it.
And it's like a weird thing. It's like it's like a shoe store. You're like, well, if my rock album was a shoe store and no one was buying the shoes, I would close it down and kind of like rethink my shoe store model.
Maybe not even have a shoe store.
Yeah. And so when I really looked at it like that, I was like, I'm just banging my head against a wall.
Yeah. Right.
And it was
those periods are very helpful, I think.
very helpful.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Just like take a break.
Yeah.
From yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was lovely. I enjoyed
Yeah, you're not booking the thing. You're not calling and organizing a fucking rehearsal with a
Doing
guy that's
nothing.
like calling before the thing and going like, "Oh man, sorry man, I can't do it. My cat has diarrhea. Can't make it to rehearsal today." You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it was awesome. I mean, I didn't do shit. I mean, I didn't even load one piece of gear.
Yeah.
Or any. I mean, I would try to. At first, I would try to help out because it just felt like the right thing to do. And
but then you were
everyone
like,
else in
what
the
am I
band
doing?
would look at me like, "What are you doing?" I'm like,
You
I'm
must be
helping
new.
the guy load. They're like, no. Don't need to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so great. I mean, just showing up.
Well, and you
I
got-
could even be a little, little buzzed.
Yeah.
And it helped because Alice and I just stood up there and, shook our asses for 90 minutes. And
Well, you sing too.
well, we sing too,
Yeah.
but there was a lot of dancing.
Yeah.
And that's not something that I ever would have thought that
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
ever do
Yeah.
in front of people on stage,
But it feels good, doesn't it?
Feels so good.
It feels like you're really an entertainer when you're dancing.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, I'm in show business.
We had moves and like it was choreographed, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like theater kind of. But
That's
that was
fun.
nice. Yeah. So just to take a break from, worrying about anything, or I didn't have to go inside and find anything to write about.
Get up there and sing.
That's right.
Got a cool guy you can watch every night and pick up some stuff because he's an amazing performer. He's like one of the best. It's funny. He's just
He is.
like over the last however 15 years or something, he's become like really one of the best performers that we have to offer. is
Yeah.
Kevin Russell.
That's right. That's right. He's a showman.
Yeah.
You can't show him up.
No.
I mean, we've tried. We can't do it.
No.
He's
You guys
just-
are pretty.
Yeah.
Which-
I mean, I can't.
Prettier
Yeah,
than
he-
him is what I mean. to say.
He's. I mean, we have some people that we have gigs where people will stand in front of us and look at us or try to do our moves,
sure,
like
sure.
women trying to do our moves, which is hilarious, by the way. But most people just are staring at him because he's just mesmerizing.
Yeah.
He's super engaging, and
Yeah.
he's the same way every show. I mean,
How do those people? There's people that do that. They have so much. I'm trying to think of a way to phrase it without sounding weird, but there's
charisma.
it's charisma, but there's also just he's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
on paper, he's not a guy you would say
is beautiful.
Is beautiful,
Right.
but like when you experience him, so much beauty comes out of him that it's moving.
That's right.
Yeah.
Even just hanging and talking with him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even the guy that's up there. I mean, that is a,
No, he's a soulful
huge
cat.
version of who
Yeah.
he really is.
Yeah.
Really. So yeah, you're right. It was a night. He was a great boss.
What about the Trishas? Do you guys ever? I mean, I know Savannah's a
Fuck those girls. Just kidding. Can I say fuck?
yeah.
Yeah, we're great. We all friends, all still love each other, and
Do you guys ever do anything like
No.
music wise?
no, we did a reunion show. Probably since we've been in here last. That was in 18.
Oh,
Maybe it was our 10-year. What would have been 10 years at MusicFest.
Right.
So we went back to MusicFest and did a 10-year show.
oh, that's awesome.
It was great. And we actually had Charlie Sexton play guitar for us on that. It was really, really fun.
He's so awesome. I'm not
was
that
big.
weird about him anymore. I was
No,
just
you're not.
weird about him when I was a teenager. Yeah. No,
Well,
I
him and
love that
Savannah have
guy.
known each other a long time.
Yeah.
So he played with us at that. But that was the last time we got together. So it's been some years.
Yeah.
Jamie Lynn Wilson is
She's
super
doing
busy.
really well. Yeah.
Yeah, she's doing really well, and she's real busy, and she's making and releasing new music, and she's probably done I think 2 full-length albums since then, maybe.
Yeah.
Working on her 3rd now. So, and
And-
Liz is in Nashville, and she's a kind of a music promoter and
Oh, that's cool.
planner, and does a lot of things in the music business on the back end,
Right.
behind the scenes. And Savannah
It's Commissioner Gordon's daughter.
is Barbara Gordon. That's right. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched
It's
it.
so good, isn't it?
Yeah, Batman is like, that's my guy. Like,
Oh, that's
from
your
when
guy.
Yeah, from when I was a kid, like that was my guy. Well, first it was Robin because I kind of was like, oh, I'm a kid, so I'd rather be like the kid that's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
But then Batman was really the guy, and then like, she's like arguing with Batman on the show and like drinking like scotch with Batman. I mean, I know it's fake scotch, but like,
Yeah, and fake Batman.
and she's badass.
She's badass. I know it. I watched the whole season. I was gonna just like watch the first episode.
Yeah, yeah.
To
No, I
see
got
her in
sucked
it.
in too. Yeah.
But so good.
Yeah.
She did such a great job.
Yeah.
She kicked total ass and
Literally. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And literally
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
scene
That's killer.
It was so
killer.
it
Yeah.
was so great. I think that's going to bring a lot of success for her as an actress. So
Yeah.
she's on her own path. You know what I mean?
Yeah. She,
so, yeah.
I went and had coffee with her a few months ago with her and Charlie.
Yeah.
And she was talking about the Comic-Cons and stuff. And I was like, it dawned on me, I think like after I watched like the 4th episode, I was like, oh, she's like, from now on, she can go sign 8x10s at Comic-Cons
Pretty much.
and, you know,
Yeah.
survive if the shit ever goes down. You know what I mean?
Yep. Is she doing the next season? I don't know the answer to that.
I know what I was going to tell you. Todd Wolfson was like, he was the one that told me. And he's like, oh, you got to check it out.
Yeah.
It's on. So I go like, okay, got HBO Max. So I just start watching like the first episode, but I started watching season 1, episode 1.
Oh,
So
season
I got
1.
through 5 episodes before I finally called him. Like after like 3 days, I call him and I'm like, hey dude, she's not on the show like at all. And he's like, no, she's in the first episode. I'm like,
Season 3.
what is she like?
Yeah.
Does she have some weird makeup on? Is she like a dude now? Like, no. And so finally, yeah.
Figured
But then
out,
it was
yeah.
tough because I wanted to go back and watch them all. I watched some more, but then I watched
Oh, you wanted
her
to go back
season.
and watch the other 2
'cause
seasons?
I got sucked in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not even that big of a superhero guy as an adult. Like
Right.
I'm not like a
I'm not a comic gal for sure.
No.
Definitely not a Marvel gal or any of that. That's why, I mean, to get me into it, like, it would have had to have been pretty good, and it was.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones that's like a more adult
Yeah.
show.
Sure.
Like there's cussing and people
Yeah.
are angry,
Yeah.
have problems.
Right. Life.
That's what I loved about Batman is when I was a teenager. Well, also then later I identified with Batman. It's that my mom was murdered as well as Batman's parents. And I never,
Your mom is murdered in real life?
in real life,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
not on my superhero show. Sorry, I
Wow.
don't
How
mean to
come
make
I've
a
never
joke.
known that?
You didn't know that?
No.
I was like on it like 10, 11 years ago. There was a huge trial. And they
Good
found the guy
God.
after like 25 years, and it was a guy that owned a studio here in Austin that I knew, and it was her boyfriend and shit. And like,
Shit.
yeah.
And he's in jail?
Nope. He got an appeal, not an appeal, but he got, it was a whole thing. Like they
Okay.
have people that go around trying to, what are they called? They wrongfully accuse people.
Sure.
And because it had been so long and it was mostly circumstantial evidence, there was no DNA evidence. That's how he ended up. So it's like he was let out pending for, so if at any point they find something that links him to that murder,
Then he'll go back on trial.
then he'll go either back on trial or back to jail. I can't remember.
What do you think?
Oh, I know it was him.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. I spent like, there was a whole like few years leading up to it where they, you know, before the trial, and I was there when it happened. And so I had to go a lot and do a lot of pretrial stuff, and they
Good
needed me
God.
to answer a bunch of questions about it.
Sure.
So I ended up becoming pretty close, getting pretty close to like the DA and the cop that solved it. We're still bros.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it's pretty
sorry,
heavy.
I didn't know that.
But so Batman, he doesn't have a superpower.
Uh-huh.
It's his parents. Someone killed his fucking parents in front of him, and
Yeah.
he's rich,
Yeah. He's rich and angry.
but he's angry, and
Yeah.
his deal is like, you killed my parents, I'm gonna go fuck everybody up that's doing something wrong. And that was like, yeah, I totally identify with that.
Interesting, yeah. Were you a kid?
I was, it was like the day before my 17th birthday that she was attacked.
Ah.
Yeah,
And you were in the house?
I was there. Weird, crazy,
Good
right?
God. Weird, crazy.
Effed up.
Effed up.
They even made a couple TV shows about it.
Wow.
Like the reality murder shows.
No kidding.
Yeah, I'm really smirking because it's so weird to have that in your sort of like
To even
thing.
say those
Yeah.
words.
Yeah.
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 The TV shows were local shows?
No,
Or
48 Hours and
Oh.
like some
Unsolved Mysteries?
no,
That wasn't a real show, though, was it?
no, it was.
I mean-
Paula Zahn, something with Paula Zahn.
No.
She was a lady that used to be on CNN in like the 80s or 90s that I thought was hot.
Uh-huh.
And then she
Started
never
like an
got to meet her.
investigative.
Yeah, it's like on the ID channel. I don't have that channel.
Yeah.
I do watch long form murder shows, like, you know, those long 8-part ones because I do find it fascinating.
So you're not so traumatized that you can't watch things like that?
No, to me, if I can. It helps me to
Compartmentalize.
know that other people are going through this kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But believe it or not, like during that time, like it was so public, that trial, like 11 years ago or so, that I ended up kind of like people would write me that were in my same position.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Like the child of somebody who was killed and they haven't found the guy, and they would be like, hey, I'm this person. And I kind of have a friendship with a couple of people, the Norwood people, the daughter of the Norwood guy that thought he killed his wife, but it wasn't him. And he was in jail for a long time. And it happened around the same time as my mom's
I
murder.
think there was a Texas Monthly story about that.
Yes.
Yes.
So
I
the
remember
daughter from
reading
that reached out to me one day, and every once in a while we talk.
Okay. Huh. And that's helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not a lot of people that, there's like a, yeah. I mean, believe it or not, Darren from Skyrocket, you know him?
Yeah.
His wife, same thing happened to her mom.
Oh,
like me and
wow.
her have a thing where like nobody else except us knows. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man, you should read, I read pieces of it. I haven't read the whole thing, but Hayes Carl's wife, Allison Moorer, has this similar story.
Really?
They watched their father kill their mother. And she wrote a book recently. It's called Blood. And
Fuck, I should totally have her on the show.
Oh, God, you totally should have her on the show. Absolutely.
Wow.
She talks about, I mean, obviously, she went on a whole book tour,
Yeah.
about it. She has a record that accompanies it, where the songs are about it. Like,
Wow.
yeah. And then I believe he killed himself after that. So they lost both their parents.
Shit.
Yeah. No kidding.
Wow.
Write that one down. Because that'd be really,
Yeah, that's a great one.
that'd be great for you to have her on.
What's her
Because
name?
could probably talk forever. Allison Moorer, Moorer. And Shelby Lynn's her sister. The musician Shelby Lynn.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was their parents.
Wow.
I know.
Shit, man.
Shit, man. This got
And he's from the
dark.
Woodlands. He's a Galveston
Hayes is
guy.
from the Woodlands.
Yeah,
Yeah. Has
yeah.
he been on your podcast?
No.
Okay.
Neither him nor Jack. I used to be on swim team with Jack Ingram's sister, Julia Ingram.
Uh-huh.
She was
And
in my
Jack
fourth
hasn't
grade.
been on here?
No, I was going to ask him one day. I was at Nordstrom's. Like in the afternoon, like on a Tuesday, and so was he.
Uh-huh.
And then the guy was taking me back to the dressing room, and he was coming out of the dressing room, and the guy was like, hang on a second. And I was like, oh, hey, buddy. And he's like, hey. So it was a weird place to get.
That's a weird place
and
to
then I could hear
ask.
him changing in the thing next to me, and I was like, do I just go like, hey, man, I was in fourth grade with Julia. We were on swim team together. I got this podcast. You know me. I'm Johnny. Yeah.
I think no is the answer to that question.
So it didn't happen.
Good.
I don't know how to. He's a guy that's kind of untouchable. Like you know what I mean? Like you can't just.
Reach out to him.
Yeah.
I think you can.
You
Yeah.
can? Okay.
Sure. I think so.
I'm scared of him.
He lives here.
I'm just joking.
He has a podcast, actually.
Jack Ingram?
Yeah. Jacking around. That's it.
Having a name like Johnny is just shitty.
You
That
can't say Johnnying around.
what does that even mean? What does he do? Does he talk to other people?
Yeah.
What is he like this?
It's like this. Yeah.
So many people have like thing like this. It drives me nuts.
Well,
Brett Miller.
you've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
What episode is this going to be? Do you even know?
It's going to be like
You in the thousands?
1,130 or 31 or something.
Good
31.
Lord. You have them all
Comes out
saved
next
somewhere?
Friday. Yeah, at the place where they're housed.
Mm-hmm.
God forbid that thing ever closes down. I don't know what'll happen.
Yeah. You should put it in like a fire safe box or something. Anyway.
I've really enjoyed talking to you. But this
for having
kind of
me.
devolved into a thing like you have new music out. Everyone go out there and check it out.
Okay.
Kelley Mickwee. You're KelleyMickwee.com, right?
That's it.
Okay, KelleyMickwee.com. Boomtown to Bust. Let's just pretend we're holding hands.
Don't miss you at
Don't
all.
Miss You at Austin with Dan Dyer. And the newest song is
Gold Standard.
Gold Standard coming out in February.
February 18th.
And you sent that to me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't look.
It's okay. It's all good. You're a busy man. Thanks for having me. I was thinking about it driving over. maybe this is my third time.
Is it?
Well, I came once to the
Trisha's.
Trishas and then once by myself.
Your fourth time. Shiny. We did the Shiny Soul
We did the
Sisters.
Soul Sisters. That's
And
right.
didn't we do one under COVID time?
No.
No, we didn't.
This is my fourth.
This is your fourth.
Wow.
No. Wow.
Do I get like a...
You get a jacket
plaque?
for the next one.
I get a jacket on my fifth, like SNL.
Like SNL. They get a 5-timers club.
Okay.
Okay.
Deal.
Thank you so much for doing the show.
Thanks for having me.
This never was a real big city.
That's Kelley Mickwee. Get out there and check out all of her singles, Boomtown or Bust. Let's Just Pretend We're Holding Hands, and the newest one, Don't Miss You at Austin, duet with Dan Dyer. Gold Standard dropping February 18th. Go to KelleyMickwee.com for all of your Kelley Mickwee needs. Go see her play. She's playing a lot of dates. Go to KelleyMickwee.com for those show dates. And hey, gang, don't forget when you're out there checking out KelleyMickwee.com, you can subscribe to this podcast wherever it is that you find podcasts, be it Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Overcast, Stitcher, all the places, new shows all the time. In fact, we're dropping a From the Vault episode this weekend. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's a really early one. It's episode 10. Whoa! Who was that? I don't know. Let's hear the rest of this song from Dan Dyer and Kelley Mickwee. Don't Miss You at Austin. Have a great weekend, whatever it is you're doing. Please stay safe and take care of each other. Let's get down.
Another one of you. I do think you want my welcome then. Yeah, I don't miss you at all. Can't handle Houston. I've already lost one in old San Antonio. Well, you're not the first one. You won't be the last one. Don't miss you at Austin. I don't miss you at all. Time goes on, everything's changing. The tide rolls on, it keeps rearranging all I've known and ever knew before. Where do we go? What's the direction? Show me the road. I need a connection. If I could just get through this intersection, I'll be gone. I see you so long, I ain't lying. I wanna love you. Every time I try, there's another one of you. I do think you want my patience then. Yeah, don't miss you at all, Houston. I can't handle Houston. I've already lost one in old San Antonio. Well, you're not the first one. You won't be the last one. I don't miss you at Austin. I don't miss you at all. Don't miss you at Austin. I say hell no to Houston. It's too far to Marfa and old El Paso. I'll pass on Dallas. I say no to Waco. Don't miss you at Austin. I don't miss you at all. Don't miss you at Austin. I don't miss you at all. I don't miss you at Austin. I don't miss you at all.